Hello everyone, this is Eugene from Kenya. Shalom, brothers and sisters. So today I'm gonna address an issue, and I feel like it's important to our brothers and sisters who are back in the United States or who are back in the European countries. And not all African Americans or not all Black Americans can make it to Africa. Let's just be honest. There is a group of African Americans that has to remain in the United States. Some people still have ties with the United States, and it's okay because that's the place where they were born. And it's just a few of them who can get the transition to come back to Africa. Well, again, these content that I'm hearing out, there was a time I tried talking about the same situation, and I got a lot of mixed reactions. Some people abused me. Some people called me, "You African kid, what are you talking about the United States? You haven't gone to the United States. You just in your village in Africa." And these words that they told me, they kind of hurt me. But again, I never took them to my heart, because as a content creator, you don't need to take everything that people tells you. So today's video is about an African brother, foundationally Black American, who is in the United States, where he was born. And as I've said earlier, not everyone is having the dream to come to their motherland, that is Africa. And also I agree with some people. I not totally agree, but I understand the sentiments that some people have about their motherland. So people say that Africa is not their home, which is okay. So I'm gonna show you this video about a brother who tries to warn the African Americans in the United States, or people from the Black community who are still in the United States. Our 2024 is going not to be easy to them, especially when you are at the United States. So kindly watch this video, and as usual, kindly always hear my points. I know some of you will say that, "You African person, you don't have anything to say about us here in the United States." And well, it's okay, but just hear me out. I believe that everyone, it's important. Now, my channel is unique because I don't only air out African content, I also air out people from the Black community. As I told you, any Black person is my brother. That's what I take for them. So let's watch this video, and then I believe that we learn from it, and then kindly listen to what I'll say after it. Equally important.
The United States, through our Supreme Court, has decided to repeal affirmative action. Black Americans, we have a history in this country of oppression and being treated wrongly. And affirmative action was one of those steps that was taken to right that wrong. But now it's been repealed. And we better wake up, because I believe this is a start of a trend to take us back decades. And if we're not mindful of that, it's going to happen. The second thing I want to mention is something that happened here in the state of Florida, where I live. The governor mounted an effort to take out of the public school system's curriculum some of our history, specifically around slavery. Again, guys, I'm not trying to be a scholar here. I'm not trying to be some expert in this field. I'm just giving you my opinion as a Black American, as a citizen of this country, what I see happening and what a lot of other folks see happening. Why do we want to take out that part of Black history so that our kids who are coming up in this country don't know it? That's the thing that's concerning, is that our Black youth that are coming up, not to know our full history in this country is a mistake. Again, there are efforts in this country to put Black folks back decades. And if we're not careful, we don't wake up, it's going to happen. The other thing I want to talk about is our financial status in this country. We are at the bottom of the financial totem pole, folks. That would be Black Americans when it comes to the wealth distribution in this country. we make up a very, very, very small percentage of the wealth base. We're in last place, like I said. Now, the question I want to pose to you guys on all three of those topics, affirmative action and the effort to wipe out a part of Black American history, and us being at the bottom of the wealth totem pole. Those three things are happening. Question is what are we going to do about it? Now, affirmative action, yeah, I mean, that is something that gives us equal footing, right? It allows us to access employment, education, opportunities on an equal playing field. Now, that's been repealed. Now, what will happen is on us. So I think one of the answers is ownership. Ownership of our own businesses. Also strengthening historically Black universities and colleges. In this country, if you come from a quote unquote more prestigious university, you typically are looked at differently when it comes to employment. But you got to understand, guys, these big corporations, less than 5% of them have Black CEOs. So we're already behind the 8 ball right there. How do you fix that? We start our own companies. We patronize our own businesses and people that look like us businesses. And again, guys, this is not about singling out anybody or talking about anybody else. I'm just talking to Black folks because I'm Black. And I've been Black for 55 years. And it's time for us to step up. Let's not worry about blaming anybody else for something that happened in the past. Yes, catastrophic stuff. Never forget it. But we got to move on. And the way we get past this affirmative action thing is we got to create our own businesses, and we got to support those businesses. We got to support our own universities and colleges. And it starts with me too. I got to start supporting them. And I plan on doing that. But the way you keep us on a level playing field is by creating our own businesses and then supporting those businesses, helping those businesses to grow. There's no reason why we only have 5 CEOs of the top 500 companies in America. 5 Black CEOs, guys. That's not enough. But you know something? Those 500 companies may not want us as CEOs, but we can start our own 500 companies and grow them to a point where they can rival any company in America if we put our mind to it. Now, the issue of trying to wipe away part of Black American history, that's a shame. It's a shame, but it's starting. Like I said, it's already happening here in Florida. We got to stop being asleep at the wheel, guys. That's why it's happening. All of this stuff we're starting to see happen, being repealed and removed, is because we're asleep at the wheel. We got to wake up. We got to pay attention. When President Obama was running for president, we galvanized. It showed the nation what Black Americans could do. We elected the first Black president of the United States. Amazing stuff. And for 8 years, we were laser focused, right? Got President Obama 2 terms in office, and he did some wonderful things. But then when he left, boop, we fell asleep again. We gotta get active again. And we gotta not allow these states to remove the history of Black Americans. in this country. But we have the power to stop that from happening. We just got to galvanize our strength and get out and vote and put the right people in office. But if we don't do that, we're doomed. We're going to be wiped out. We have the smallest wealth in this country, but yet and still, we make some of the biggest contributions in this country when it comes to economic impact. What that means is we make a lot of money, but we spend it all, right? We carry a big punch when it comes to making money. We just don't keep any of it. And I know a lot of us, just like myself, we didn't come from wealth. My parents didn't come from wealth. Their parents didn't come from wealth. Why? Because there was some systematic laws in place in this country that prevented black people, black Americans, from building wealth. And it really took a toll on our wealth building capabilities. But right now, guys, in 2023, there is no excuse. We can build wealth because we make the money to do it. We just spend it all. So we got to learn how to keep our money, and then we got to learn how to invest it to multiply it. And that's what this channel is all about, is empowering black Americans, all Americans, with the information they need, at least from my perspective, from my opinion, so that they can build wealth and get to financial freedom. Black Americans, we're in jeopardy of being wiped out. It's already started. We can let it happen, or we can stop it from happening. I'm talking about us getting out to vote, making sure people just don't make laws that work against us, because that's what's happening. We sleep at the wheel, and these people around here making laws, and we don't even know till the law in force. That's when we learn, when it hit the newspaper. It's too late. It's a law by then. And then we got to stop taking the money that we earn, this economic force we are. We got to stop taking that money and making other people wealthy. We got to keep it. We got to invest it and make us wealthy. If you want 3 free stocks, Webull is going to give you 3 free stocks when you open a new Webull brokerage account. Put any amount of money in that brokerage account. They're going to give you 3 free stocks for just trying out their brokerage app. There's a link down in the description box of this video. Go click on that Webull link. Open up your new Webull account today. Go get that free stock. Go get that free money. I'm going to also send you a Webull tutorial video to walk you through how to use the Webull app to make your first trade. All you got to do is send me an email. Let me know you've opened the Webull account, and I'm going to send you that free Webull tutorial video. Email address down in the description box of the video. Today's video is sponsored by my...
So while listening to the video, I kind of jotted down some things that I feel like I need to address. They are important. I know it's weird taking an advice from an African boy, 24 years old. What do you know about the United States? Probably most of you watching this video are asking themselves, and I know some of you will come for me, some of you will still abuse me, which is still okay. But the good thing is that I'll pass the message, which is equally important, because that's the main thing that I'm standing in front of this camera. So the first thing that the brother talked about is the black history is not being taught in the United States school, and in a way the curriculum is being interfered with. And so this makes you, as an African American parent or as a black American parent, to start teaching your children who they are. Make them understand. Now that you yourself you know the truth, and the United States curriculum tries to erase this, try to hide this truth from the people, kindly make it make sense to your children. Make them understand who they are. Don't make them get lost as other people who are also lost, that don't believe about their true origin. I believe everyone came from somewhere. So take your time to understand. Take your time to teach your children who they are. I think that's your role, because the school is failing at doing this. So it is your role to do, I think it is your role to do this. And I call upon all Black American families, all Black American parents to start doing this as early as possible. Number two, we people from the Black community, there is that lack of mutual support that we don't have. Ask yourself why other groups are finding amusement when you fight against each other. True, majority of people are not happy when people from the Black community come together. You ask yourself, why are people always happy when black folks fight against each other? Why are people not happy when they are hearing black people are coming together? Why do you think most of people are not happy with the issue of African Americans coming back to their motherland, Africa? Because they don't want you to unite. Because when you unite, you'll become powerful. Then you become powerful, you have all the information. I normally say this: Black American people or Black African Americans are always endowed with these. They have talents which it has never been observed in other race. You see, so they fear that when Black people come together, they can do something strong, and that's why they find amusement when people from the Black community fight against each other. And I feel like you need to probably need to address such kind of issues. Also, the thing that I jotted down, and I'll say it: always support your own. There's a video that I did almost the same with this. Always support your own. You cannot thrive in a community without supporting each other. People from the Black community, again, I'm telling you this: support your own. You know your friend, has some tacos somewhere down there, go take lunch there. You know your friend has an opening, go and attend, support them, find a way of attending, supporting them. You begin by supporting your own, and then with that, it's easier for people to thrive. It's easier for people to develop. And the Black community is a marginalized group in the United States. All that you need is to come together as people from the Black community. Something that I also jotted down while listening to the brother: we learn to be business owners and job creators. There is lack of unity, and we don't trust each other. I don't understand why, because I had a couple of this guy. I don't know, it's called Anderson somebody. I've forgotten his name. He said that black folks don't want to own business. Black folks only want to consume. Well, I don't know if it's true, because I've been hearing a couple of African Americans or Black Americans saying this, and I think we need to learn to be business owners or job creators, so that we reduce the spending. We reduce the spending, and supporting other people who does this. Because if people from the Black community, we are not business owners. I'm saying we because I'm also Black, though I'm not in the United States, but I'm saying we people from the Black community, we need to learn the art of having our own businesses. Maybe you are capable of starting your own business, and you can try to open your own and see what's up with it, what's its fate. There's something that I'm going to do. I'm going to say, I know in the United States we have two groups: we have Democrats and we have the Republicans. So two things on the same bird of racism: fighting in forefront, shake hands in the back. Don't ever forget, no matter how the United States politics is, don't you ever forget that you need to become together. Fight when you can. I mean, it's politics, but it shouldn't be personal. But at the end of the day, your Black brother is your folk, is your family. So, in as much as you having political differences with your brother, let that don't hinder you supporting them. Fight in the front, greet each other at the back. That's what they say. And I jotted that down so clearly. So, again, I'll say this. I know most of people haven't reached this part when I'm talking. Most of you exited when the brother was talking, which is okay, because some people normally say that this African boy doesn't know anything about the United States. So why would he touch about things to do with us? So and I'm like, okay, I'm in Africa, yes, I'm in Kenya, but there's globalization, there is internet, and I'm always seeing everything which is happening there. So yeah, There's also something that I also jotted down. I jotted down a number of things that I think it's important for us as black folks to learn from this. Keep building in America, but don't forget the world is vast and there are other places you can build without interference or trickery. Don't be afraid to move out. Yes, Africa is still opening up to you, and most of African countries are still opening up to you. You don't have to be in the United States. You can have your business, which is pumping those monies to you, but you can go to Africa, not even Africa. You can go to any other continent that you feel you can go, you resonate with, you, that you feel like you can have peace without being followed up, without being hindered, without your rights being infringed. So this is a call for you to come to Africa. If you have the capabilities of coming to Africa, come to Africa. This is the time for you to come to Africa, because the brother highlighted that 2024, and it's getting worse in the United States for people from the black folks. And I also try to move out of my comfort zone and do this content, which I don't normally do this content, but I've decided to get out of my comfort zone, at least to talk, even if it's only two who will watch until this part. They'll at least, I know you know, but I'm just reminding you. That's my work as a content creator, to remind you some things. um, I also jotted down something which I think it's important. Build community. Protect your purchasing power with real money. I mean precious metals. Work on resolving emotional, mental blockages. Build good credit. Be diligent with savings and invest into each other. Don't let any force make that not happen. Hmm. We need to build a community where we have our own purchasing power. You know, um, people say that yes, black Americans have a high purchasing power, really good. Yeah, even statistics have shown that, in as much as they are marginalized group, but they have a high purchasing power. Research has it that it is black Americans. This is what research says. Please don't fight me for this. Research says that it is black Americans who will go and buy Jordans, who will go and buy, those trendy things, the Gucci and everything, but don't save anything. They'll spend it until the end, which is also something that I think that's a topic for another day. But people from the black folks from the United States have a high purchasing power, and I feel like this information is important to you to build a community, you know. So there's also one thing that I jotted down. In order to be on top of the wealth totem pole, we need to come together and stop keeping valuable information to ourselves. As black folks, we are too selfish and arrogant to our own people, and this is why we need to get out of the pit of working for others. Yeah, still resonates with the something that I said before. I said that we need to start cultivating the art of being our own bosses, having our own businesses, starting our own organization. And if you have a valuable information, let's share it with other people. And most people from the black community, or we as black people, when we have information, we keep it from our own folks. Something which can build development to us, we keep it from our own folks, which is so wrong. We need to share this information. Information is power. Until where I've reached, guys, if anybody has watched this video and resonates with, and I say just thank you for watching the video, because this is not going to benefit me, but it's going to benefit you. And as said earlier, I know that you know this, but kindly just take your time. This is Eugene from Kenya. Peace, love, and harmony. Salute, and a happy new year to everyone.